Okay, we should be live, and I've turned to speak in English. I already feel the Super Mario growing in me. Like I feel the need to do something like it's a me, Mario, but I will try not to do so. Okay, we are here. Pardon me for my phone camera, but I've had a bit of technical difficulties, but I do hope this will not harm the our live chat. Today we have Alex Valente, our mighty and valiant translator of Brancalonia, and Simone Laudiero, which is the main author of the Bounty Kingdom Gazetteer. And we'll try and, talk a bit about the third wave of handbooks of Brancalonia in English for all of our international names. And if you are, you'll be able to look at these also on our YouTube channel once the chat is over. But obviously, it's funnier if you are live with us, chatting and asking your questions. But anyway, I've spoken too much already, so I leave the stage to those who actually have some contents to share. Alex, Simone, if you want to present yourself maybe to the international natives who still don't know you.
Okay, I'm Simone Laudiero. Hi, I'm here in Italy. I'm a writer. I write all kind of stuff from novels
Just in
to.
Italy. You are not a writer. Just in Italy. You are a writer just in Italy.
I've never been translated, so I'm technically just in Italy, and I write all kinds of stuff from books, kid books, novels, science fiction, fantasy. Escape books that recreate an escape room, which are my main editorial success, and then and stuff, a lot of stuff. And from
Brancalonia.
I've been in Brancalonia since the beginning. I've written the 7 Seas and an Half in the first handbook. And then I've kept working with the other guys. Now it's about to come out a novel of mine, and the first official novel set in the Brancalonia universe, or maybe it's not a universe, it's something smaller in the Brancalonia kingdom, and which is published by one of the biggest Italian publishing houses, which is Mondadori, and it's out in a month. But tonight we are here to talk about the Kickstarter, the third wave, which comprises a bestiary. I don't know what are the official translations. Bestiary, which is a book full of beasts, for a gazetteer, which is a book full of places, and the Furious Lens.
Furious Lens and other dirty jobs.
Okay, which is a book full of adventures, full of modules, which collects all kind of modules already published in some kind of way, and some unpublished, right?
Yeah, they were made available online, some of these adventures. Others are completely new, never published before, never available before. But since Simone told you everything, well, good night.
Sorry, I was supposed to present myself. Sorry, I'm and Alex, your turn.
I see someone calls you.
We have a good evening from Moreno Paisano, which is our one of our official cartographers. So if you see the maps of Brancalonia, Moreno is one of the persons to thanks. And then, yeah, a user, which I said I don't see the name, calls you Sir Simon Laudiers, which is pretty funny.
This could be someone that knows me. It doesn't look like an international guest, but who knows?
Alex, your turn.
Hello. My name is Alex Valente. People find me as Alex V. Please don't find me on the internet. Please don't. I mostly translate. I have been a variety of different things. I am also involved in the TTRPG spaces in the Anglosphere. I'm currently working on a actual play podcast with people over at Dead Ghost Productions. But yeah, I mostly sit at my desk and type words that other people have typed before me. I just type them again, exactly the same, except for all the English bits.
Someone says amazing, and yeah, Alex is doing an amazing job. Also, because you didn't know this, but this is actually like a brawl between Alex and Simone, because Simone will create all the jokes that Alex will have to translate. So every time Alex
I
will
like
think,
coming into
like-
these conversations because it means I get to see the eyes of the people I am going to come and hunt down whenever I go back to Italy.
Okay,
Alex, you said to not do it. Obviously, first thing, Google's Alex V.
I exist. I'm out there. I do stuff.
Yeah, but
So yeah, we're here. We're
this is
talking
always
about the third wave of Brancalonia, which sounds like an illness.
Yes. No.
You know,
like
the
one
first
of
wave
those...
of Brancalonia came through, and then it's like everyone had to shut down and stay at home. And then the second wave came, and we all got a little. And now everyone thought they were safe, but no. As soon as you thought you were safe, the third wave of Brancalonia comes.
Apparently, Googling Alex V brings out either a psychiatrist or a DJ from Barcelona. Alex,
There is a
what are you
reason
not
I
telling
said
us?
don't look for me.
Fits Brancalonia setting. I do agree. It does fit. But it's always funny to, make Alex as a translator and then the different authors of Brancalonia talk, because actually the fact that we present the books in both Italian and English is one of the most interesting and most challenging stuff, I think, also because it's not just the language, it's also the culture and things like that. So it always arises a lot of questions, and if anyone has them, obviously feel free to comment with them so we can talk about it. Also, since obviously there's the matter of the time zones, in the post where we announced this live, I wrote to ask us the questions that maybe someone who already knew they weren't going to be, here during the live, maybe they had some questions. And one that I think will be very interesting to answer is that someone asked, what's a campaign in Brancalonia? Because maybe not everyone knows that the second wave of Brancalonia, the one where everyone had to shut down their houses, as a campaign book. And maybe not everybody knew that. And this third book will have a campaign. This third wave will have a campaign into the third book that Simone was talking about, which was Furious Lands, which is the campaign, and the other Dirty Jobs. And just wanted to reassure all the knaves that a Brancalonia campaign is basically like every other campaign, but in Brancalonia. So it's
there's nothing different except for all the things that are different.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit rowdier, it's a bit messier, but it's a campaign. So it's basically linked adventures that create a longer frame for jobs with your friends or with whomever you are playing with. And in this case, it's adventures to retrieve the lost. How do you say that? Il senno perduto di Orlando. The lost
wit.
Lost wit. You could also get Orlando's lost mind.
Yeah.
You can go find his marbles if you really want to.
Yeah, exactly. You are going to find these marbles, and so that's why it's a longer adventure that needed a bit more of breath to develop completely. Also, it was developed as part of an event with Luca Comics and Games, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest convention of pop culture in the world.
I believe it is the biggest in Europe, and it's the third or fourth. Yeah.
Yeah. and we developed it with Luca for a couple of events, of particular events, and so we are really happy to be able to share this printed for the first time, first time. Yeah, it's printed for the first time. So, and I just really wanted to answer that before forgetting that there was a question in the post for us.
The campaign. Remember, the campaign is called The Empire Wax Back. You can find it on both the US Acheron store and the Italian Acheron store. You can buy it right now.
The Italian Acheron store is acheron.it, and it's for all the world except the US. And then acheronstore.com is the US-based store, so you can order there if you're.
And that also counts for people in Canada. You can buy it from the US store, and it'll only cost several arms and 3 legs and maybe a kidney to get it shipped to Canada.
It's always funny to see how much things from the US to Canada cost to ship.
It's not funny at all. It's not funny. Nope.
Yeah, it's funny in the way that it's something funny makes you cry. Something like
yes.
Yes. But let's talk about better things. So, Simone, since you're here, I think that maybe we should talk a bit at length about the Gazetteer, since you are the main author of the Gazetteer, the Bounty Kingdom Gazetteer.
I can speak about everything and nothing with the same amount of awareness. So don't worry. Ask me anything. I will answer nothing. Okay, the Gazetteer, which we refer to in Italy as Atlante, also Atlas, is a collection of places, of notable places from the kingdom, from the Brancalonia kingdom. And it's a little a tourist guide, a little come si dice, a setting manual, a little collection of adventure places, a bit of everything. You will find most of the most famous places, landmarks in Italy. So you have the Colossarium from Plutonia, which is like the Colosseo, but with more undeads. The Tower of Cast Iron, La Torre di Ghisa, which is a little like La Torre di Pisa in Pisa, the Pisa Tower, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but it's all made of cast iron, thanks to an untranslatable.
And making it all the thoughts like, okay, it's the Leaning Tower, but it's in cast iron. Okay.
But I have.
Okay.
I will phone Alex or maybe WhatsApp for, I don't know, because he's in Canada, so I can better not to make a normal phone call and talk with him at length about this, because I think that in a tourist guide, it has translating names of places is something that we haven't done before, and we will not translate all of them. Because if you buy a Lonely Planet...
The general rule for Brancalonia has always been names of places and regions remain the same.
The same, exactly.
And we add like a glossary inside the text when we introduce that place. So if it's like a nickname, we can translate. If it's an explanation, we can translate. But the official name of the location usually isn't translated. Which means I can't say the Tower of Pizza, even though I really want to say the Tower of Pizza. Because that would be perfect.
But it's made of cast iron, so it will take a lot of adaptation to make it a pizza from cast iron, which I hope.
Well, no, it's a deep dish pizza that you make in a cast iron pan, so it works. You just have pans with pizzas inside.
Okay. So
I don't like how your two brains work together. I really don't like it. Alexander is here with us and says hi. Hello.
Hi, Alexander. Okay, so it's a lot of places.
I think that our players, just to put a full stop on this on this thing, do love Italian, Brancalonia names, because, for example, when we were at Gen Con, a lot of people was looking at our, map of Brancalonia, and was like, oh yeah, my grandparents come from here, because they recognize the names, they recognize the regions. And so I do think that maintaining a little bit of the original names is important. And then sometimes, obviously, you have to translate the joke or the nickname, as Alex was saying. And so it's a fine balance. It's a fine balance.
Still, I will try to help you as much as I can. And and stuff like that. There is the Mount Vesuvius.
Okay.
Oh, trust me, a little. And the island of Fischia. There is a lot of stuff. Maybe I can even now that I'm thinking about it, I can't tell the whole list, or I will surely
Simone,
scramble something.
Also because I will shut your audio off if you try and spoiler all the index of the book before the campaign starts.
These are only ideas. Who knows what we will find in the book?
Who knows? I know.
A lot of stuff. 30 places. No, 25. I don't know. A lot of places. And more. And new races
depends
or species.
If it goes particularly well, obviously we will add stuff. As always with the Kickstarter campaigns, we may be able to add places and much other stuff. A lot of other stuff. Yeah, there will be monsters and races and objects and stuff.
Okay, monsters.
You will discover them.
Monsters, some monsters are going to be there in any case, because otherwise it won't be a bestiary.
Oh yeah, there's more than 100 monsters.
At least 2 or 3
in the spaghetti.
Okay.
No, in the spaghetti fantasy bestiary there are more than 100 monsters. So those one will be there for sure, absolutely. And the bestiary is really fun. And the two Andrea Tortoreto, which is one of the authors, is we have a little player of Brancalonia there.
This is a kid I pay $50 to pretend is my son, to give an Italian atmosphere.
The child is a trained
of
actor.
Family. Exactly. He's a 40 years old and is works in the theater. Okay. Good night. Sorry.
And not you don't have to be sorry, absolutely. And what were we saying? Oh yeah, that one of the authors of the Spaghetti Fantasy Bestiary, Andrea Tortoreto, is actually sharing together with Marco Bertini, which is the game designer of Brancalonia and does most of the crunch. They are sharing new. They're sharing stuff about the monsters. So yeah, we have a question. What's the most delicious monster? I'd say the polenta one.
But that depends. It depends on the intolerance of your knaves. Are your knaves gluten intolerant? Are they dairy intolerant? Can they take lactose? Because you can have there's all of the cheesemongering. There's the polenta creatures, but they might be delicious, but also just really mess you up. Sometimes before they come inside you, and sometimes after they're inside you. They will mess you up either way.
Yeah, it's a good thing that there may be some recipes in the book, to help you cook the meat of the monsters in the best way possible. But I mean, for my personal preference, I would say the polenta monster, which is in the Macaronicon, and which is basically an enormous piece of polenta with legs that walks. I think that's the most delicious one. But there's also the Medulian, which is in the Empire Wax Back. But that's a bit
is the
more.
First big creature that you find at the beginning of the Empire Wax Back campaign. Yeah.
But that sounds a bit disgusting, if I have to be honest. because it's like old scraps of meat all pulled together. I don't know. It doesn't seem really
I'm
very good.
particularly keen on the crawl slaw, which in Italian is the torsolone, which is one of the archimboldos that you find in some of the adventures in the Jinx's Almanac. Archimboldos being just masses of discarded stuff. Sometimes it's food stuff, sometimes it's scraps of metal, sometimes it's just bits of whatever was lying about.
But
And
I don't know if eating an archimboldo would be cannibalism. I don't know.
I mean, one man's waste is one man's treasure. So
No, it won't be cannibalism. It's another.
I mean,
it's another species.
It's not a monster. You can play as an archimboldo. You cannot play as a polenta monster.
But
unless the campaign goes really well and we include those as playable races.
Really, really well. Who knows?
You heard it here. If we make over 1,000% on the campaign, we include the polenta monster as a playable race. Camilla is verbally agreeing right now.
I'm not. This is false. Also, because I think that Samuel would kill me if I promise something like that. No, also because
then why did you promise it?
No. But someone says that lactate was invented for a reason, and
you need so much lactate to go against the cheesemongers.
There is a normal question. Eccola.
Yeah, what are the tiers of the Kickstarter campaign? I will talk about them at length on Monday in Italian, and then we'll do a resume of the live chat in English, obviously. A recap. Yeah, thank you. Recap. But I can tell you the names, and I can anticipate to you that there will be the Duca Conte as usual. And if you've seen the Duca Conte in the other campaigns, you will see that it's usually some kind of tier, and it will be the same thing this time. I can tell you that for sure. There will also, I can anticipate that there will be a starter tier. So let's say someone that maybe wants to start playing Brancalonia, but it's not, wants to have what is needed to start playing. And then there's an all-in, but I won't tell you much more than this also because you will see on Monday we'll share all the images about these pledges. So you will have, a graphic to look at and to really see what's there. Also because there's a very, very nice thing that's last time we had the t-shirt. This time we will have something else to wear. It's kitchen related, and I cannot say anything more, but it's really cool. I cannot wait to share it.
I mean, there's only so many things that you wear in the kitchen, so it's either but maybe it's a
I mean, if in the comments they want to try and guess, someone in the Italian live guessed it, but I cannot say who, obviously.
I have some guesses, but I will say nothing. I have not seen any of this. I just get given the words and say, okay, go do the English. So I don't see the items. I only see the words.
Okay, we want to talk a little about the bestiary?
Yes. Absolutely, sure.
I am still campaigning to get it called the Worstiary because that is a great pun that I came up with, and I want that to see the light of day, and it fits Brancalonia. But yes, the bestiary. Let's talk about the bestiary.
I will Samuel for a hot 5 minutes actually considered calling it the Worstiary.
I know.
The Worcestershire, yeah, it's very good. The only problem is that it works only when you have reverse engineered the original name. It really works. But if you read it with no context, you might not be able to think what was what.
That's what subtitles are for.
Yeah, but
okay.
we don't have all that space on the cover.
A collection of beasts and wars. Va bene, va bene.
Worst of Brancalonia.
The beasts and wars.
So what is in
hate you
the
all.
bestiary?
Okay, it's a beast to not talk about it, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so this book, which we haven't titled officially, I don't know, maybe yes, maybe not, is a collection of monsters, but not a simple list of 100 monsters. The monsters are organized in blocks, which are ecosystem related. They are organized in small ecosystems where there is a main monster and some secondary ones, so that you can either take only the monster or put your knaves in the ecosystem and make them fight all the bad stuff you find there. And there are also hooks of adventure hooks. Can we talk the? Okay, we can call them like that, and it's a lot of stuff, and they're all taken from Italian folk. Not everyone, but most of them are taken from the Italian folklore. So there's also a lot of research to make them funny and playable, but also to make them interesting in the because they reflect
in the gameplay. Yeah, absolutely.
No, the gameplay is but also because you are playing a little of the Italian culture.
One might call
Yeah.
it edutainment.
No. No, edutainment. Maybe it's too much.
Don't use those big words with us,
this
Alex.
Is definitely not educational. This is entertainment. It is fun, and it's based on actual stuff. Not educational. Your knaves will never behave in any education. If you learn anything from your knaves, is how not to behave.
You will lose experience points, maybe.
Yeah.
If you start learning in the traditional sense. Okay, then that's the bestiary.
Hundreds of monsters. Each has its own dedicated section. They're all divided by different sections, and they all have a special something about them that makes it different from other bestiaries, correct?
Yeah. There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of stuff. Also, the layers. Let's say that there will be main monsters and then littler monsters that live in the same layer. So it will be fun to explore the different layers and the different burrows of the monsters. But I think that this will be the thing that it's funnier and most funny to play with. The fact that you will every monster burrow will be a sort of mini dungeon, if you want to look at it this way. So it's funny.
And I think
probably goes in. Sorry, didn't want to interrupt you.
No. To answer Alex, they are all with the Brancalonia take. So you never have the big enraged bird from the mountains that comes and tries to snatch you away. They are playable monsters. They are useful in an adventure, but they all have the Brancalonia take on them. So they will. You'll never find what you already have in, or we hope you will seldom find what you already have in other collections of monsters.
Yeah, that's also why we thought it best. That's why we thought it best to make it also, 5e compatible, in the sense that you don't have to play in Brancalonia to use the monsters in the bestiary. You can use the monsters of the Spaghetti Fantasy bestiary in your 5e campaign. So if you want to bring with you a little bit of Brancalonia when you come back into normal 5e playing, let's say, you can bring the polenta monster with you if you want, or the
Just
all the
a little polenta monster as a treat.
As a souvenir.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I went to the
put,
Leaning Tower of
different
Giza,
kind of-
and all I found was this polenta monster.
Yeah, exactly. And no, yeah, but I think it will be fun to be able to bring some kind of unusual monster to your usual gameplay. It's something we really we really cared about. Someone Count Strad von Polenta. I'm dying. I'm sorry. I'm dying. Count Strad von Polenta. Yeah, I'm actually playing Strouds right now, so don't spoiler it, please.
I mean, you can't spoil Strad. He's there. He begins there at the beginning. Says, "Hello, I'm Strad," and then the rest of the campaign is just going around them in circles.
I mean, the title.
But maybe the spoiler is that Strad is actually a polenta monster.
I mean, if the name is really Von Polenta, yes, sure, it's a polenta monster. I mean, think about playing the Curse of Strad, but Strad at the end is a gigantic, ginormous polenta monster. I mean,
and it's not, he doesn't bite other creatures to make them into vampires. He just feeds a little bit of himself, and everyone has polenta inside them, and everyone becomes a minion of Strad von Polenta.
No, I think that Strad von Polenta would englobe the enemies and make them his body. And I think I see a question. I cannot see the name of the user, but I
have
know
a suspicion.
Who's this one. This is Samuel. No, Samuel, you cannot spoil a big monster in the bestiary, which is also a dungeon.
But saying that,
yes.
It sounds to me like there is one big monster in the bestiary that is also a dungeon.
It is a living dungeon, yes. We are very proud of this. But I mean, I don't know, Samuel, if you want to, I guess you could spoil it. Yeah. Also because we want to give something to our international audience, which we love very much, and is, always very, very participant, even if we speak a lot of Italian. So we may give them, a bit of a little spoiler just for the international campaign. So Samuel, if you want to, you can talk about it.
There is a very famous story from the Italian folklore that has a monster, which is also a location. A sea monster, which is also a location. And this story was made famous by from a Disney movie. Facebook user
Alex.
Sleep.
I mean, I can say it if you want. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I haven't been told
Try
yet.
and guess.
Someone guessed. Someone guessed in the comments.
Facebook user has got it right. Incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
Il terribile pesce cane.
Esatto, exactly. The fearsome whale. I think it was translated.
The whale,
as
the
whale
dogfish, the shark, like different translations of Pinocchio have different versions of looking at it. But yeah, it's a big fish. It's a giant, enormous, gargantuan fish. And the inside maybe is also a dungeon, it sounds, in Brancalonia.
Yeah, it may be. It may be.
It will be.
It may be the case.
Whatever the case, you're going to be having a whale of a time.
Oh goodness. Oh, this hurt. Yeah, and then the Dungeons in Dragons. Oh my goodness.
It is a dungeon in the dragon. People have always been putting dragons in dungeons, but what if you put a dungeon in a dragon? Now that is Italian ingenuity.
Yeah. Yeah. We are soon going to find out. Yeah. We are soon going to find out, and it's gonna be funny. I think that when we should do a live chat with Marco Bertini, the game developer, and it will be funny to ask him how he's going to do the crunch of Living Dungeon. Probably he will join you, Alex, in cursing against us. Like, why do they have these
Or maybe
ideas?
we'll join
I don't
Pinocchio
get.
inside the big fish and never come out. So he doesn't
Yeah.
have to complete the crunch.
I mean, you Titanic
Marco
size
Bertini
here.
died on the way back to his planet. Simpsons reference.
And the latest volume, we talked about everything, and then I also talked a bit about this in the beginning, but the third volume is going to be Furious Lands and Other Dirty Jobs. So as we were saying at the beginning, is a brief campaign, and then some other adventures that have been either never been published or published just online. So, just new jobs for your knaves if you want to play adventures that are ready to play, and not to, not to invent them yourself. I don't know if I can say the number of adventures for sure, also because obviously being this a Kickstarter campaign, there may be a couple of adventures that will be unlocked if the campaign goes particularly well. But we surely have already
at least 4.
Yeah, there are at least 4, but probably more.
But there's at least 4 adventures in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And they are very fun. They've been played by also, except for the ones we were talking about Furious Lands. Also, there were a couple of other adventures that were played on different stages of Italian conventions. So they are tried and true adventures. So we are pretty sure that the knaves will love them if they want to play them. I really hope we can maybe do some playthrough in the next, in the next month, maybe in English, even in English too. We just have to organize that. We do have a YouTube channel, so I do think that it will be nice to do some English playthrough of maybe some of the newer adventures. But I digress.
I can add that also the gazetteer will be has that same rationale, same rationale. The same rationale that of the bestiary, meaning that you can, most of the stuff you can take and bring in other settings if you want. They are also thought to be small places that you can easily arrange to be put in a fire room or everywhere you want. You just take the Tower of Giza and put it next to Baldur's Gate, and it works perfectly as a small independent dungeon with some particularly wacky lore.
Well, yeah, it's just like if you look at Castle Straw, then you go down the road and you turn round where the roundabout is, over the traffic lights. That's where the Tower of Giza is. It's just it's easy. It's in Barovia. It's always been there, next to the Polenta Monster Recovery Center.
It is for less experienced.
Actually, if you play Baldur's Gate 3, you can see it in the background, like a bit hidden. But
yeah, you can even have a romance with the Polenta Monster in the Tower of Giza in Baldur's Gate 3. It gets a little messy, but it's fun.
Except when it tries to eat you.
Some people are into that, Camilla.
I mean, I don't know, being eaten by a polenta monster, like being
it's a warm, it's sticky. Some people like it, and it's just it's just comfortable.
I don't like it. I think that Mark Zuckerberg will ban all of us after this live chat. So
he'll get over it.
I think it's
Larian, if you're
Romance tier
listening, get in the
unlocked.
comments. Romance tier unlocked for the polenta monster.
Yeah, I want to
Okay, so
Marion,
all the
as well.
monsters in the bestiary will be romanceable, right?
If you hit 2000% of the campaign, every single monster has a tiny box that explains how to romance them, and it's like a Tinder
No,
bio.
just a polenta one.
Just a polenta monster, but it's like, oh, loves long walks on the beach, eating its lovers.
You will also have the
Yeah,
you will
exactly.
always have the choice to kill them, to love them, to cook them. It's a very wide range of possibilities. Challenge accepted. Perfect.
I mean, I already have the name for it. You know polenta concha, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the polenta sconcia, which is sconcia in Italian being lewd, so it's the lewd polenta monster. It's the polenta monster? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Oh my God, no. Alex, when Simone writes something down, it's over. It's over. Well, someone wants to romance the whale shark dogfish too.
You can romance.
I'm a bit
Look,
scared.
the world is your oyster. The world is your dogfish, apparently. Go out there, romance all the monsters that you want. Just
Oh my
get into the
goodness.
campaign. Get us to reach like the highest tier so we can unlock all of this, and then I will cry about it afterwards when I have to translate it in English.
Yeah. I swear to God that if we get to 2000% of the of the total, I will force someone to say yes to a little addendum, like 6 pages of your truthful guide to date into the Brancalonia kingdom with monsters too. I swear to God, I will do this. This romance thing is escalating too fast. Yes, it is.
It's true. We should take things slow. We don't want to rush into anything. Let's not put any labels on it right now. So
yeah, but we are Italian. We are people of patience.
It's true. To recap, we have the Gazetteer, which is region by region, nation by nation, location by location description of places that exist in the world of Brancalonia. Not just in the kingdom of Brancalonia, but also outside.
They are mostly in the kingdom.
Mostly in the kingdom.
They are all in the kingdom.
Excellent.
Because it's an atlas of the kingdom.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're all in the kingdom, but you could use them for your D&D 5e or whatever setting you're playing. A campaign. You can translate them.
Yep, and then the second book will be the bestiary, which
dating
the
guide
fantasy
to the
bestiary,
monsters.
which will the dating guide for polenta monsters. Yes. So the spaghetti fantasy bestiary, which includes around 100 monsters to begin with, probably. Each have their own location, their own descriptions, their own stat blocks, but also lore, some extra cultural elements to them, and some of them have
adventure
minions.
Hooks.
Lairs, adventure hooks, everything that can be placed into a Brancalonia setting, but also any 5e compatible setting. And then the third book, which is a collection of short and medium adventures to be used with knaves in any Brancalonia setting, not directly connected to the Empire Wax Back, which is the official campaign, but they can be connected as just jobs to take on in between different adventures.
Yeah. And
you can tell I'm Italian because I'm speaking like this. This is how people know that even when I'm speaking English, I am definitely still Italian.
Yeah. I was going to say that you know this very well, so you are hired. But I also
GM games. I run games for people. I have to take notes on what people say so I can throw it back at them when they least expect it.
Sure. That's I fear having you as a GM, honestly. But I also want it. I fear it, but I also want it. And I also wanted to remind that there is a shorter campaign inside Furious Lands and Other 30 Jobs, but it's much shorter than the Empire Wax Back. which is 10 adventures long, and it's its own book. So I mean, it's thick. This
The
campaign
Empire
is
Wax
inside
Back
the volume.
has some of my favorite puns that I was able to work from Italian into English. They were incredible in Italian, and I am very proud of some of them in English. There's just the city of Verona, which in it, Verro is one of the Italian words to talk about a male boar. It has to do with anthropomorphic animal creatures that exist, or used to exist in the city. Verona is obviously a play on Verona, is the city. What's it in Italian? Verona, la città del cinghiale e dell'amore.
Sì, sì.
Yeah, città del cinghiale e dell'amore. So it's the city of boars and love. But in English, it's the city of hogs and kisses, which is playing on hugs and kisses, which is how you end a letter. Anyway, I was very proud of that one. If you haven't checked out The Empire Wax Back, it has Star Wars references. It has Italian folklore. It has stupid humor all the way through. And it's actually a really engaging political intrigue. You are a bunch of losers. What are you doing involved in a war that is bigger than you?
Yeah. I also found very interesting the fact that, I mean, in the end, it's not that you either become a paladin for good or, a hunch, how do you call them? A minion of the
henchman,
evil part.
You're still a loser.
Henchman, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could.
You're just a winning loser.
Exactly. Or a losing loser. You can also be a losing loser.
You can definitely lose in this setting, yeah.
You still remain a kind of gray character, and I think that's very interesting. I mean, because in the end, you don't really care if the Brancalonia kingdom, becomes part of the empire or not. You just want your money. So, but you could also make it like you had a change of heart, and your knave became like this kind of not real hero, but that kind of hero that tries to do the least worst thing that they could decide. Something like that.
Yeah. I have a question for Simone, actually, which is, of all the regions that you had to write and develop and come up with, which one is your current favorite? You don't have to say anything specific about it, but do you have a favorite at the moment?
I know what Simone is going to answer.
I don't. I have some that are... I have a mission to represent all of them. I have some that are bursting with ideas, like the Torrigiana, the Tuscany, which is really like the real Tuscany. Every mile there is a different city with a different...
and we all hate each other.
And exactly, and they all hate each other. And this ensures that identities are very strong and defined. Because you cross a river, no, those people are completely different from us. Don't talk about.
And they stole everything from us like 500 years ago, and no one has forgiven them yet.
Exactly, and it's better one of them dead than all that kind of stuff. And
this is why we should get Marco Bertini on here as well, because I'm from Prato and he's from Pistoia, or he's there's already
he's from Gisa. He's from Gisa.
He's from Gisa, yes.
So he's and then also there is Volturnia, which is Campania. I don't know what is the English for Campania.
It's Campania. It's the region around Naples.
I am from Naples, and so I know it.
Yeah, honestly, Simone, I was going to say that I was thinking that your favorite region was Macilento, but
I don't know if it's going to be in the Atlas. Maybe yes, because it's a good opportunity. But there's already a lot of stuff around Naples, because I know it really well, so I can scan and come out with a lot of stuff that can be Brancalonized, so to speak. But these are the best ones. Other
So
ones
the ones-
are really difficult, especially when talking to the international audience, because they are not very known, and they are not. The international audience has, I think, is much more. It's not easy for them to identify and recognize the landmarks, the prominent places. So you have to, for example, Calabria, which is a big region in the south of Italy. Once you have taken the Bronzi di Riace, which are bronzes of Riace, which are very big and famous old Greek stages. Has a lot of beautiful places,
statues,
but none of them is really famous outside of Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm struggling to decide what to take and what to leave out.
Yeah, that's the balancing act of trying to, like, this could be a good joke, or this could be a really interesting piece of setting, but does it just come across as a fantasy setting because no one knows what it is in reality, or is it only going to work with the Italian audience and not with an international audience? And like that cannot be easy to make those decisions.
And I'm working on this balance. So there's some stuff that the international audience will struggle to recognize, and it's fine because it works very, very well with the Italian audience, and also because it brings with it an interesting take on maybe some kind of the Italian, some aspect of the Italian culture that it's interesting in itself. So it's difficult, but it's very, very, very fun. It's one of the best jobs I had in my whole life, because it's wonderful to wake up in the morning and think, today I will think what the hell am I going to make with the Cinque Terre in Liguria?
Oh, but everyone knows the Cinque Terre. You have to put the Cinque Terre.
Everyone knows. I have to, but there's another problem, which is that there's a lot of places in Italy where there are really cute small towns on the sea with small colored houses and flowers on the windowsills and stuff like that. So how do you diciamo differentiate? How do you make a difference between Cinque Terre and Costiera Amalfitana, Costiera Sorrentina, Amalfi Coast and Sorrento Coast, which are the two of the most famous places in the world? And then thinking, but it will all come out in the wonderful paint. Sorry?
It also has to be fun to play with. So it's another layer of difficulty you have to work with.
It has to
they
be
have
fun.
To be beautiful, and
it has to be playable.
You have to play with.
You never told. We never talked about playing it. Coming. Then it's too difficult. No.
Wait, people are going to read this?
Exactly. What? Are you printing it?
I mean, if the Kickstarter campaign goes well, yes, we are printing it.
Fuck. Okay, amen. I have to start over.
Boycott the campaign if you don't want it printed, but please don't do so. Okay, this tells me that maybe it's time to start wrapping this up also, because we've been here almost an hour, even if it flew by, because I had a lot of fun talking with you two. If there's any last minute question, feel free to ask it. Otherwise, I think that I will leave Simone going to bed and Alex doing what
I think it's lunchtime. I think I'm supposed to have some lunch now.
Okay, so we're Italian, so we can't make you miss lunch. It would be
well. I mean, it's going to start now and it's going to end in 3 hours from now. As the true Italian tradition of a.
Perfect.
I have a friend coming over later, so we're going to have. So it's going to be 5 o'clock by the time we're finished.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Those are the best lunches. I really want to thank you, Alex and Simone, for joining us today and for chatting with us. Oh, there's a question. What is something you wish you had included in the international edition but left out because us foreigners do not get the Italian reference? I mean, there's still plenty of time to add things also because if the campaign goes really well and we unlock a lot of stretch goals, obviously the handbooks will grow in size. But I don't know, Simone, if you want to answer this with something.
There is okay, this is I don't think this is making the final selection, but there is a theater in Venice, in Vortiga, which is called the Theater of the Phoenix. And it's called like that because it was burned down 2 times and built back again. So I thought it's already a fantasy place. It's a theater that called the Theater of the Phoenix in Vortiga. And every time a play goes really well, they burn it down. It brings down the theater literally. So they burn down the theater to manifest their appreciation of the play. And then the next day it grows back because it's magical. And it's a very good small idea, but it's really small. And if you don't know about the Phoenix Theater, and a lot of Italians don't know it either, maybe it's not that crazy.
But I mean, now you know about it, so you can use it in your game if you want to.
Maybe I can make it a little box somewhere. I don't know.
Just a little suggestion. But yes, someone commented it's bringing down the house literally, and yes, it is bringing down the house literally.
Exactly.
Like it's so good, it just everything disappears.
Yeah, I mean, I played a character in Brancalonia, which motto was put it on fire. So I cannot not appreciate this idea. Absolutely. Oh yeah, there's also a baker of Apocalypse. Thanks us for the hard work. Thank you.
That is currently on my desk. That is it's happening. It's working. It's going through.
Yeah, Alex is the translator of Apocalypse too. So, he has range. The guy has range. He can go from funny to serious.
He has the range.
And yeah. Thank you, Marcus, for the appreciation. And we are really thankful for all the people who supported us in other campaigns and in this one too, hopefully. Don't forget to go check the pre-campaign page at bit.ly/Branca3, like the number 3. That's the short link, the short URL to go to the campaign. And so, you'll get a sweet email when the campaign starts and you won't miss the early bird, which I want to remember is a free mini of a Morgante to use in your games, or just to look at because it's beautiful. And Marion is sending us art. Thank you, Marion. Hearts to you as well. I hope to see you soon. Oh, thank you, Alex. Thank you. bit.ly/Branca3. Perfect. That's the link to go to the campaign. I want to thank you again, Alex and Simone, for participating, and then all of you for listening to us. And we'll sure do some other live chats in English during the campaign. So, stay tuned. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you.